Hello everybody, I hope you're well. We're out today on this amazing day. We've got inversion fog in the Dale. What a better day to come out and test out a new bike. This is a new bike. You might be looking at it and going, isn't that just the L20? I'm sure he's done a video about that before. But this is the new L20. And the main difference with it is this little button under here, which is the boost button. And I've just come up this very steep hill with the extra assistance of this boost button. And the idea of this boost button is if you're setting off in traffic lights and you want to get up a hill, it gives you about a minute's worth of an additional power to take off or get up the hill. And it works really, really well. I think we're going to start to see these boost buttons on lots of bikes. It's a UK bike, it's still a 250 watt motor, and it's very similar to the last L20. The torque sensor in the bottom crank here understands how much power you're putting in and increases the power, and that also works on the boost button as well. It does have a throttle on it, but this throttle here is only for walk assist. So being a UK version, it can't have a hand throttle and it's restricted to its speed. It can only do maximum 25k, 15.5 mile an hour, and it has to have a 250 watt motor. So this is UK spec, but the throttle, if you're pushing your bike and walking your bike, this moves it up to about 4 mile an hour to assist you moving it. It can be de-restricted, so if you're in another country, you can buy the de-restricted one, or there's some button pressing you can do to de-restrict it. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find out how to do it. Very, very similar to the last L20, which is probably one of Engwe's best-selling bikes. Not over expensive, multifunctional, non-folding. This is like a cargo bike. So this has come with a rack on the front. It's got a front light. Those wheels are aluminium. It's cable discs. And I like cable discs on push bikes, because if this causes a problem, you simply change the cable. It's about £1 for a cable, or you could even just change the cable inner. If this is hydraulic, it's going to be a problem to fix it, and you'll probably have to take it to a bike shop to get it done properly. So cable discs, more than adequate for a bike like this. It does have a key, and that key switches the power on and also enables you to unlock the battery. So the battery is removable, so you can take it inside for charging. The stand, decent pedals. It's all aluminium frame, aluminium welded. It's got the BMX type handlebars, and this has got a new display on it as well. So under here there's the on and off button, and then there's the various function buttons underneath. And you also switch the lights on from there as well. The good old standard 7-speed Shimano gears that practically every bike has, like this. Front shocks that you can switch off. Decent 20-inch wheels and 4-inch wide chunky tyres. And as you've just seen, up and down that big hill, no problem whatsoever. There are metal mudguards front and back. Got a derailleur guard on there, so if you drop the bike over, you're not going to damage your derailleur. And to get the battery out, there's a lever under here, and the seat lifts up. You turn the key and the battery just slides out. The back light on here runs off the main battery, as I say, but it's also a brake light on the front and back brake, and that's when it's not on as a light and when it's on as a light. This one actually comes with this additional bag on the back. Really good quality. It has these side pockets on that you can put bits of kit in, but they actually unfold and they fold down as full panniers. The top section opens like this, and there's a pocket in there, but also there's an expandable element to it as well, which makes it even bigger, so you get more stuff in. And it comes with this fluorescent waterproof cover, and this fits over the bag and over the panniers. There's a pannier obviously on each side. There's a little pocket in there to put various bits and pieces. But that's been real thought out. As I say, I think it's an extra. I think they've sent me it to show as an additional extra. But it fits onto this rack really well. Little pocket on the back that's big enough to get an inner tube in. And then this just all folds up again into its own pocket and zips away. And it's like a semi-hard plastic on the side. Be easy to clean. I really like that. That's a really good accessory. There's plenty of adjustment in that seat. And there's some adjustment in the handlebars as well. There's spaces on here you can change. I do like the sitting position though. We're having these type BMX handlebars, making it quite high. It enables you to sit upright. I can imagine you could do some distance on this. It's getting quite atmospheric now. The mist is lifting out the dale and coming over top of this hill. Let's just nip back to the cottage and show you how it was delivered and how it went together. So let's show you how it was delivered and how it goes together. Everything looks okay in the box. I would imagine that's the tools and the charger. There's another box there as well. Might be the rack. To be packed as always. I'll only use the tools it come with and a pair of scissors to cut the hundreds of tie wraps there are. That other box was the front rack. It's come with a European charger and a non-UK plug, which is not very helpful. I'm sure we've got one somewhere. Charging brick, instruction books. They're not bad, these instruction books. It tells you everything you need, but there are lots of videos which showing you the assemble. And of course in the instruction book it gives you the instructions about all the settings for the on-screen display as well. It's come with some brake pads there, I suppose they're spare ones. Pedals, non-folding pedals and a toolkit. Got all the wrapping off. Can't see any marks or anything. All looks okay. Simple assembly. Pedals on, slide the seat in, handlebars, front wheel and front mudguard. Got to have the Whippet bed. When you turn it upside down to put the front wheel in and the mudguard. Of course the Whippet bed doesn't come with it. The brake pads are already in, so those brake pads that come with it must be extra brake pads, spares, which is good to see. So front light, basket, front wheel, mudguard, pedals. As always, make sure you put the right pedal on the right side. So stamped on the end of this, it's not over clear, but there's an L and an R. And then on here, it says right, and it shows you the direction of thread, because one of these is a left-hand thread. And if you try to put them in and get them wrong, you'll have all sorts of problems. Pedals look good. Got some decent grips on them anyhow. Just need to fix the basket on the front. Goes like that. That's to keep the cable in. And if you have the basket on, there's a bracket here for the front light. If you don't, the front light goes there. And there we have it, all together. Easy assemble. Probably takes about 15-20 minutes. Most of that time to getting out the box and all the wrapping off it. But I can't see any marks or scratches. Everything worked, all the screws worked. Let's get it back outside. Lovely day for a bike ride. I do like that new display, and the buttons are easy to use up and down the power settings. 5 power settings on there. Certainly bright enough. The motor's super quiet. Don't know what they've done, but the motor sounds quieter than normal. I think it's quieter than the original one. So what would you use it for? Well, it's one of those bikes that I think will do many jobs. It's certainly adequate to pop to work and back on during the week. It's got a decent sized battery in. I'll put all the specs below as we normally do as we go through it. That power button under there, that boost button, is a really good idea, because not just for going up hills like this or hills on the road, but if you're at traffic lights and you want to get away quick, press that boost button. The torque sensor understands that you need that additional power and it gets you off the land really quick. That's a really good idea. I like the new display. It's a new simple small display, not bulky. Comes with its bell, 2 keys. Really nice bike. But I reckon as well, you could go camping on it. You could certainly use it on the tracks and the hills like we have round here. No problem whatsoever. So it's a good all-round bike. Only front suspension, but what you find with those 4-inch big tyres is you don't need rear suspension and it keeps the weight of the bike down. So having those spongy tyres is like a suspension in the back as well. I still think it looks a good bike as well. It was one of my favourite bikes as a cargo bike that I've reviewed. And I like it that it's not stupidly priced. And you do see these all over the place. Food delivery, people going to work, taking the kids to school. Brilliant bike. Well done, Engwe. So there you have it, the brand new L20 Boost. Make sure it's the Boost one if you're looking for this particular model. Although the L20 is probably one of Engwe's best selling bikes because it's so universal for different functions. So that just leaves me to say, check the description for any information, any offers and the price. These are brand new out. I'm sure they'll be selling quite quick, as the last one was really, really popular. And that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.